Hey guys, so today we are going to be summoning for Nappa and Gohan, I guess Gohan slash Piccolo assist unit, revival unit. So typically when I do these 2x speed videos, they're just sort of in the background while I talk about something else. And that's what we're going to be doing today. But generally what I do is I have some kind of topic that I want to discuss, and I have some kind of, rough outline of what points I want to talk about. This one's a little different. I'm, not really sure at this point what there is left to discuss about this game at this point. I just feel like overall there's been a lot of negativity surrounding Legends recently, which I think a lot of it is warranted for sure. So I'm just going to be very candid in this video. There's going to be no notes, there's going to be no outline, there's going to be no sort of like bullets that I've drafted for myself. I'm just going to sit here and talk for like 10 minutes about my honest opinions and thoughts about what's been going on recently, and I want to address a lot of the sentiment of the player base because I feel like a lot of people also have the same opinions and thoughts that I do, that I will present to you guys in this video here. So the first thing I want to talk about is just the reduction in the overall player base, and this is something that we've been sort of seeing as a overall trend for a long time. I mean, we just had the 50 million user celebration. I'm not really sure what their metric is to really count that number, because it certainly, to me, doesn't feel like 50 million people play this game. And we can sort of, well, I mean, at least for me, I can sort of put this into perspective just based off of personal experience related to ranked PvP. A week into the season, you get to rank 50. That puts you in like the top 2,000 of ranked players. I would not say that getting to rank 50 in ranked PvP is very difficult. It doesn't take that much time. I would say throughout the course of a 2-week long ranked season, probably takes the average player something around like 3 to 4 hours to get to rank 50 from the starting point of 35. Assuming you hit rank 50 in the prior season, you start rank 35. So over the course of a 2-week period, people are not playing PvP 3 to 4 hours to get to that rank 50 spot, which is very concerning in my opinion. For me, somebody who is sort of in the top ranks of PvP, you just fight the same people over and over again. I see the same people literally every single time I play the game almost at this point. I sort of record a video, I would say maybe every other day for this game, and on the days where I don't record, I just don't play the game other than to do my daily missions. And currently I am in the top 300 of ranked PvP. So for somebody like me who isn't like playing the game every single day even, to be in the top 300 of ranked PvP, that to me is a red flag, and that to me is definitely an issue. Again, I'm not really sure how they how they measure their player base, or how they, came to the 50 million users conclusion, or that's how many people they have. Maybe, I don't know, but it seems very strange that for a game to claim to have 50 million players, somebody who doesn't even play the game every single day, for not even that long. I record a video. It takes me like, I don't know, 40 minutes to record a video, and that'll be all of the ranked PvP I play during that day. It's not even every single day, and I'm in the top 300 of ranked PvP. It doesn't add up. Like, it doesn't pass the smell test, in my opinion. So that's really the first thing I want to talk about. And then I guess you can sort of go into like, why is the game like this? Why are people not playing as much? And I mean, there's a very obvious answer where it's just balance. And I think more so than just the word balance, you can sort of throw in what is unbalanced, and it's just Gohan. I mean, this is an issue that we've been talking about for over a year at this point. I mean, Gohan came out in September of 2020. It's now October of 2021, and we are still here talking about the same exact issue, the same exact unit, the same exact team. Every single thing that we're talking about here has not changed in over 12 months. And just so you guys know, this is something that I have brought up directly with the developers many, many times, in conversations that I've had with them. I can't get into like the specifics of what we discussed, but I have brought up this issue with them, and at this point I'm not really sure what else needs to be brought up, because I mean we've already addressed this, we've already told them our thoughts on it, and it's up to them at this point to act on our concerns. And it's taken them over a year to do anything, because currently there's nothing that's changed. I mean, they have announced the what is it, like the leader slot as well as the boost system coming out. I assume a lot of the logic behind coming up with a system like that is to put these super powerful Zenkais in check. Like, we have Gohan, we have Purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we have LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, 18, Red Gogeta, that like upper tier of Zenkai unit. Because to be very realistic and honest, I think a lot of what they've done recently has been pretty good. Right, they've toned down the Zenkais. I think they've made a lot of these like Legends All-Star units and just recent units a lot better to sort of compete with the upper echelon of Zenkai units. But the problem is the remnants of their mistakes that they've made in the past with older Zenkais, like again Gohan, Red Gogeta, both the Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, like 18, all those super powerful Zenkais that they released like a year ago are still like the best units to use in PvP, and they're, because they're so old, like people have these units at high stars, they have them fully boosted in the Zenkai system. So what happens is you run into the same team like every single time you queue up. Like I'm queuing up in the top 300 again. I don't even know how I'm there, but that's where I'm at. Fighting the same people every single day, running the same exact teams every single day, and at that point it's just very monotonous, and it makes me not really want to play the game. And you know, I could go on and talk about my personal experience for this, but this is not just my opinion. I've seen many people say the same exact thing, and that they feel the same way as me. Not even just, you know, English-speaking players, but you know, I'm looking at the Japanese Twitter account, the official Japanese Twitter account. Like you guys want to laugh? Go take a look at their announcement, like the Twitter preview tweet for the Green Revival Gohan that just came out. And you go through a lot of the Japanese posts, and I understand a lot of you guys can't understand or speak or read Japanese, but there's a translate button. Just go and translate some of their responses on that video. Some like I was looking through the replies to that tweet, and I was shocked because like 80+% of the replies on that tweet, even by the Japanese player base, was extremely negative. And Gohan is a very loved character, right? I'm not knocking the character. I'm not saying, oh, they shouldn't release more. You know, they shouldn't give love to the Gohan character in this game, because he's a main character in the series. He deserves to have good representation in the game. But there comes a point where people are just upset and fed up with the fact that you just refuse to acknowledge this issue that's been ongoing for a year plus at this point. And to see sort of like the community pretty much unified in this area is pretty funny and amusing, because the developers are the only ones who seemingly just don't get it. And I mean, this just can't continue. Like, it just can't. Like, the game will legitimately die if this continues. And yeah, we said this in the past before, but I think we literally are seeing the results of this now because of how little people are playing this game. Like, it's a night and day difference. You look at the PvP landscape of this game 4, 5, 6 months ago, and compare it to where it is now. There were 3 to 4 times more people playing PvP. I don't care what you say. There were 3 to 4 to 5 to even 6 times more people playing PvP back 4, 5, 6 months ago, as opposed to right now. This is the single most dead I've ever seen this game ever in the history of me playing. I've been playing this game since it came out back in June, or at the end of May of 2018. I've been playing this game every single day since this game came out. And I will tell you right now, the game has never been as dead as it is right now. And again, it's not just, you know, the English-speaking player base that thinks this, or the French-speaking player base that thinks this. It's the Japanese player base that thinks this as well. And I would argue that that's their main core audience for this game, is the Japanese player base. And their voice, I think, does actually, you know, while it doesn't sound good, I think it does hold more weight, just because that is their core market. And I mean, so going off of that, we talked about Gohan, we talked about like the unbalanced PvP. I don't like, the question I want to ask you guys is, would like them potentially, you know, nerfing Gohan or nerfing all these Zenkais, or the boost system they're going to implement? Let's just assume, just for the sake of discussion, let's just assume that this boost system actually does fix the balance issue in this game, and all those overpowered Zenkais that have been running rampant in PvP for the past year and a half are now not as good. Which I think it actually would be a positive change by far in this game. The question I want to ask is, would that even fix the game? Like, would that bring the players back? Would that increase the amount of activity you're seeing from your player base in their main, mode in the game, which is the PvP mode? I would argue. I don't know the answer to that. I actually have no idea what they could do to address like the issues that I brought up here and fix the game. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually going to help. I think it would help a little bit, but I don't know if it would have a complete 180 effect where, you know, one day you have like this amount of players and you implement this change and then all of a sudden the game is more fun. I think there's way more issues that are present in this game than just, you know, the balance not being well. I think at this point, for me, I mean, this is, again, a personal opinion that I have. For me, this battle system is very, very stale. I don't particularly have a major problem with this battle system. I think it's a fine battle system. I just think that, you know, this game has a history of changing and adjusting different mechanics that exist within the battle system and how you actually play the game. And throughout the course of the past like year and a half to even almost 2 years at this point, we haven't seen a major change in the battle system to really warrant like that sense of freshness. Because to me, this is a very, very old and stale battle system. You do the same movements every single match. The same thing happens every single time. You know exactly what's going to happen if you do something. I mean, it's just very robotic. That's the feeling that I get from it. And to me, I have to ask myself the question, like, okay, is the game really fun if I'm feeling this way every single time I play the game? And I think, you know, balance definitely does play a factor in me feeling that way, because if the game was more balanced, you'd be seeing different teams, you'd be seeing, you know, a wider variety of units, and that definitely would play into the quote-unquote freshness of the game. But, you know, how much does that actually solve the big picture problem, which is the game actually just fun to play, right? A lot of that does come down to actual like technical things as well, like lag is a big thing that turns me off a lot from the game, which is, you know, something that happens a lot. For some reason, there's been like a major increase in the amount of disconnects that happen in PvP. So like I'm having a really good match with somebody, and I'm actually enjoying the game, and, you know, out of nowhere, the person I'm fighting against would disconnect. And a lot of times, I would actually say more often than not, it's not the person I'm fighting that is intentionally disconnecting. It's the game, for whatever reason, dropping the connection between us. And that's just, I don't know, I don't know why that happens so often. It feels like it's happening way more often than it used to. And then there's just, you know, times when you're playing the game where things just don't happen the way that you're intending them. Like there's been, I don't know what they've done recently, but in this most recent update, ever since they removed the like the little delayed thing, like they nerfed like the delayed strike arts thing. That change I'm completely fine with, but the thing I'm wondering is, like, did they somehow like change the way that like you can move your character in this game? Because for some reason, like I'm like, this sounds stupid, but I'm pretty confident they nerfed the ability to like back up. It takes like 2 to 3 times as longer to back up as it used to before this update came out. I've been seeing a lot more phantom inputs for especially tap blast. Like my character will tap blast when I'm not even close to like tapping the screen. There's been times where I'm pressing my strike card, it's not even registering. There's been times where I'm swiping the screen and it doesn't register. And it's not just me, because I've seen a lot of people mentioning this as well. And it's definitely not my phone, because my phone has not been unresponsive in any other way at all besides in Legends PvP specifically, so I'm not really sure. But I want to hear from you guys as well. What do you guys think are the things that the Legends team needs to do to fix the current issues in this game? Because whether or not you agree or disagree that there's an issue here, there undoubtedly is, because the player base is clearly declining a lot, and that's just very evident by the amount of people that we're seeing in PvP here. So I want to hear what you guys have to think or have to say about this. Let me know down below what you think. Again, open floor for discussion, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you all in the next one.